Nobody knows the Gamecocks more than you. You know it. I know it. Smoke knows it. So if let's just look at the summer agenda. If running back Rasul Faison isn't cleared by the NCAA, what do the Gamecocks do? Where do they turn?
This is bad news for South Carolina if it doesn't happen. And I've been told by several people close to that program that the longer this extends into June and then into SEC media days in July and fall camp in August, it might not happen for Rasul Faison. Now, that said, they've got Oscar Attaway, who transferred from North Texas last cycle. He played a good bit last season. They've got Jawarn Howell, who looks a lot like Derrick Henry. He don't have the numbers yet, but he's a huge guy, 6'3", 225 or so from South Carolina State, transfer last cycle too. They feel real good about him. But outside of Attaway and Howell, you're looking at scholarship guys that haven't seen the field yet. All these offensive eggs, and Mike Shula, the first year OC there in Columbia, all the eggs in his basket have been under Rasul Faison and the Utah State transfer being running back one. I went to the spring game. He only had 8 or 9 touches, man, but he looked the part. And South Carolina sort of transfigured this signing class in the transfer portal around Faison as the gem. So if he's not declared eligible by the NCAA, I think that's bad news for this offense.
Smoke, good running game helps the receivers and vice versa. Obviously, everybody knows about Nick Harbor. He's pretty athletic. But when we're looking at him, are we talking about a first round type of talent, All American?
Tom, that's a hard one, my man. Because what has he done? He's a fast guy. He's a height, weight, and speed guy. So if you're going off of what a receiver looks like coming off the bus, yeah, that's the first guy that you're taking. But when you study his play in terms of being a route runner, reliable, strong hands, and understanding how to play the game of football, like he's not there yet, not even close. Like he has to master playing the position first before we start talking about these mocks. And mocks always look good because you can just throw a guy in there that can run a 4.2 at 6'5", 240 pounds. But I remember when I evaluated him, I was at Maryland as a general manager, and we sat down and we discussed Nick. We knew that Nick was going to be a project.
Right.
Because he was a track guy that was playing football. He wasn't a football guy that was running track. And you saw that with his inability to firmly snatch the ball out of the air on a consistent basis. And as a receiver that's a big height and weight, contested 50-50 ball guy, you got to have strong hands. Because his inability to sink his hips and get out of breaks to create separation is limited. But that's nothing bad. DK Metcalf levels with that too. But if you can run a 4.2, 4.3, you're going to back up DBs off of you.
Right.
They're not going to be that close to you, Brad. So you're going to be able to make those plays. But I just haven't seen the production or the developmental growth with Nick Harbor yet to have that much conviction of talking NFL with him.
I agree with you. And it's really hard to be a premier wide receiver one in the SEC when you only have essentially 2 seasons, 3 off seasons, that is, of learning a route tree, learning how to beat man coverage, something that Nick has not done so far in his career there. He's been only a one route guy, fly because he's fast, right? You're right. Hands have been an issue. He's had drops in the past. I think the biggest thing Nick Harbor has to fix this season is the physicality standpoint. You go back to signing day a couple of years ago, I think some of South Carolina's staff, looking back, may have been better suited putting him as a rush linebacker or off the edge, took advantage of some of that finesse moves he has and some of that speed because he's not physical enough right now to be a 1,000-yard guy in the SEC because teams are still pressing him at the line of scrimmage. So until he's able to engage, disengage, and get open and catch the ball with fluidity, I don't think he's going to be a wide receiver one for the Gamecocks this season, despite having a great offseason, the best I've been told of his career.
Well, man, that's great because we always know that recruiting was always the bloodline to all of us.